All right, good evening, West Michigan. It is 8:58 p.m. on Saturday, January 18th, 2025. My name is Jonah. I am the co-founder of West Michigan Weather. And if you haven't heard yet, we have an Arctic blast set to impact West Michigan and really all of the central and eastern United States. That is going to begin to impact us here locally, really tomorrow evening, and persist through Thursday morning at the latest. So, what are we looking at? Dangerous wind chills and lake effect snow. Snow showers are going to begin Sunday and really increase in coverage and intensity overnight into Monday morning, with total snow accumulations of 3 to 6 inches, with localized amounts over 10 by Wednesday evening. We'll get more into that later. But our big concern and what's really going to impact travel is going to be the widespread blowing and drifting snow and reduced visibilities. It's also going to be bitterly cold, so that's going to further impact travel because it reduces the ability for chemical treatments like road salt to work effectively. So that'll be an inhibiting factor when it comes to travel. But bottom line, bitterly cold with dangerous wind chills as low as 20 degrees Fahrenheit on Monday and Tuesday, especially. And we're predicting multiple days of school closings and there may even be a couple of businesses that opt to close just given the extreme cold, especially if they're employing people who are working outside. Conditions should begin to improve Thursday, but we are watching a little bit of a clipper system. We're not expecting this to be anything potent at this point, but we're going to continue to watch this just because the first half of the week will be so impactful already. So let's get into it. We have a winter weather advisory in effect that just went into effect just a little bit ago at 7 o'clock this evening for lake effect snow in those areas of blowing and drifting snow. So, snow accumulations again between 2 and 6 inches expected, with locally higher amounts possible anywhere in those purple shaded counties there on the map. And you'll notice that for those of you in Cass County, there on the bottom right, Cass County has been added to the winter weather advisory this evening. Visibility and road conditions may change rapidly over short distances in lake effect snow. And then again, here's that spiel on the temperatures. Temperatures near zero with wind chills as cold as 10 degrees below zero are likely Sunday night into Monday morning. So that's going to inhibit the ability for those chemicals to work effectively on the roadways. So salt is not going to be effective, which is going to lead to really slick, icy roadways. And then again, snow is expected to continue beyond the advisory period, so we'll get into that here in a minute. Here is the official National Weather Service forecast through 1 a.m. Monday. So, this is kind of giving us our best indication of what we may be waking up to Monday morning. Lake effect snow, heavy at times, again, is expected with widespread accumulations of 2 to 6 inches forecasted for areas along the US 31 corridor through Monday morning. Some locations in that yellow color there could top 6 inches by Monday morning, especially by the time we're starting to get around for work and school. We could see those accumulations really piling up there anywhere south of Muskegon, essentially west of US 131 along US 31 there. And again, snow days are likely along the lakeshore just given these snowfall amounts, totally discounting the wind chills and the blowing snow. These snowfall amounts in of themselves could prompt some school closures, or likely will prompt some school closures on Monday. You can see our latest snow day prediction online at westmichiganweather.net/school closings. More snow during the day on Monday. Okay, again, this is going to be a prolonged event. Additional snow is expected Monday during the day and will be carried further inland as winds shift more northwesterly and even westerly, maybe. Current winter weather advisory will probably need to be extended and expanded. In fact, the Weather Service has already come out and said that they will be doing so. And I totally wouldn't rule out a winter storm warning being issued for those lakeshore counties, just given the crazy amount of lake effect snow accumulation that's expected there, 7 to 10 inches there in Muskegon, and then we've got some oranges in there for greater than 12 inches there in parts of western Allegan and Van Buren counties. So 1 to 6 inches generally along the US 131 corridor as that snow spreads more inland, with 5 to 10 inches expected west of US 131 by Monday evening. Again, this map is for 7 p.m. Monday evening, and blowing snow is going to be the big factor here. When it's this cold, the snowflakes are not heavy and large. They are very fine, granulated flakes of snow, and those can be easily picked up by even breezy winds and easily blown and reduced visibility. So that's going to be a big travel hazard, even outside of those yellow and orange areas there on your map. That's going to extend probably almost to the US 127 corridor. We'll be dealing with areas of blowing snow almost along the US 127 corridor there. So widespread travel impacts expected, again, further inhibited by those very cold temperatures. So if you have to travel, make sure you're prepared. Have an emergency kit in your car, cell phone charger, first aid kit, blankets, full tank of gas, spare tire. All of those things are going to be super important if you need to travel over the next several days, especially given how cold it is. Really focus on that blanket, those waters and snacks, and winter hat and gloves. Boots and winter coat, obviously, as well. So here's the official National Weather Service forecast for Sunday through Friday. You can see that tomorrow will start to cool off with wind chills from positive 5 to negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's really going to start to impact us Sunday evening. And then Monday and Tuesday are going to be the days of most concern, with wind chill values plummeting to as low as minus 20 degrees there. And high and low temperatures, wind chills aside, as you can see, are not going to be warm at all. We're looking at a high of 8 degrees on Monday and 4 degrees on Tuesday, with lows at or below zero on both of those days. That'll continue into Wednesday, with lows of -4 and wind chills to as low as -15. But by Wednesday evening and especially Thursday morning, we'll start to see those conditions improve. So, dangerous cold. This is just a refresher on what we may be looking at for potential alerts. We already have an extreme cold watch in effect for Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties. That got issued earlier this morning, and we'll wait to see what the National Weather Service in northern Indiana does, whether they issue a cold weather advisory for wind chill values of -15 or lower, or -25 with that extreme cold warning on the left side of your screen there. So the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids, which covers the remaining portions of our area, has not come out and with any product. Their forecast discussions suggest that we will not meet the criteria, that -25 degree Fahrenheit wind chill criteria, to justify an extreme cold warning. But they do state that we will be looking at a extended cold weather advisory. So we will have a cold weather advisory likely in effect beginning tomorrow afternoon, and that'll persist probably through Wednesday evening. For those wind chill values of -15 degrees or colder. Again, the problem with wind chills is that hypothermia and frostbite really start to become an issue, especially for those vulnerable populations, those that are homeless, those that work outdoors, those with underlying illnesses. It's going to be super important to check on those folks throughout the week here. So again, here's that extreme cold watch that's in effect for Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties along the I-94 corridor there in far southern lower Michigan. Dangerously cold wind chills as low as 25 below zero possible. Dangerously cold wind chills as low as 25 below zero could cause frostbite on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. Frostbite and hypothermia will occur if unprotected skin is exposed to these temperatures. Okay, so again, we're reiterating here that being outside during these conditions is not a good idea. You need to be bundled up if you are outside, and you need to be avoiding being outside for prolonged periods of time. Let's take a look at those wind chills as we go through the day. So this is Tuesday at 7 a.m. I'll let this loop here. I'll read what's on the left before we get into that loop on the right there. Temperatures will fall into the single digits, with wind chills likely colder than what is displayed here. Again, this is a consensus, so this is averaging all of those models that are outputting higher wind chills. So it will likely be colder than what's displayed here. Again, those wind chills are expected to fall to as low as minus 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's take a look at this loop. We'll just give it a second to loop through here. So you can see pretty consistent until Wednesday afternoon, when those wind chills start to get back above zero, and then by Thursday afternoon we're up above positive 10. But Sunday morning there, Sunday afternoon, start to see those sub-zero values creep in. This is Sunday evening at 7 p.m. Sunday at midnight, or Monday morning now, so it's 7 a.m. Monday evening, Tuesday morning at 7 a.m., Tuesday evening at 7 p.m., Wednesday morning at 7 a.m., then Wednesday evening there, again, we start to see those conditions improve. So, again, you can rewind that if you want to take a look more in depth. And remember, those, again, are an average, if you will. They will likely be colder than what's displayed there, but we do expect our lakeshore areas insulated by that relatively warmer Lake Michigan air to remain the warmest. So take action to stay warm. Again, with those wind chill values, hypothermia and frostbite are big concerns for us. So dress in layers, avoid going outdoors for extended periods of time. Think about what you might do if you lose power. Check on your family and friends, and don't forget your pets and livestock. They're just as susceptible to the cold as we are, so make sure to keep them warm and dry and indoors whenever you can, with plenty of food and water. Know the signs of frostbite and hypothermia, and then if you start to notice those signs, this graphic is a great resource for what to do. Get to a warm area, remove wet clothing, warm up with dry layers of blankets or clothing, and place skin affected by frostbite in warm water. Make sure it's not hot, and make sure you're not rubbing that frostbite with a towel afterwards. Just gently dab it off or allow it to air dry. And then we would obviously appreciate your reports. We're going to be getting a lot of snowfall. We could have some areas of reduced visibility. We may even have a few gusty winds in there. Maybe some minor damage as well. So whatever you are seeing, please let us know at westmichiganweather.net/report over the next several days. Stay safe, stay warm. We'll be covering this event all through the week.